Did you know 60% of Jeep owners are totally unaware of how certain features are secretly messing up their ride? In this video, we're diving into 10 Jeep features that are secretly eating away at your ride. And trust me, feature number 1 is the one you'll only discover after your engine is toast. Feature 10. 4H Auto. This all-weather setting can break your Jeep's heart and wallet. Did you know that a lot of people think 4H Auto just means no worries, drive on? You flick it on, the dash lights up, and you feel invincible, like your Jeep is ready to take on anything. But here's the truth, you might be doing more harm than good. When you engage 4H, the front and rear shafts lock up. This is fine when you're off-roading, but on regular roads, it's like trying to make your tires move at the same speed, even though they're not supposed to. The Jeep fights it, and that's where driveline wind-up happens. Ever heard of it? Most haven't until the repair bill hits you. That's right. U-joints or your transfer case could get wrecked, and you're looking at a $2,000 to $4,000 fix. Modern Jeeps are a bit smarter with clutch packs to prevent this, but here's the kicker. Every little turn, every lane change, it's heating up that clutch. Heat kills oil. Dead oil means parts wear faster. You'll never notice it until one day you look at your repair bill and think, wait, this all started when I thought I was just chilling in 4H. Speaking of off-roading, let's talk about another feature that's meant for the trails but could be doing damage even on the road. Feature 9. 4LO. Low gear. Feels powerful, but it's quietly destroying key parts. You know that feeling when you hit 4LO and the Jeep starts to crawl at a slower pace and you think, this is how a Jeep should drive? It feels smooth, but here's the deal, that low-range gear isn't built for roads. It's for when you're stuck in mud or climbing rocks, where your wheels need to slip a little. But on dry pavement, it's like trying to push a truck uphill while wearing flip-flops. That torque multiplication, it works like a charm for dirt, but when there's no slippage, the Jeep starts fighting with itself. Ever noticed a Jeep whining while cruising through a parking lot? That's not normal, and it's all thanks to the stress on the transfer case. It could fail after a few slow drives, and trust me, it won't be cheap. We're talking $1,500 to $3,000 for a new transfer case. So while you think you're taking it easy, you're actually burning through your drivetrain. And those fancy tires you got, they're taking a hit too. Those $200 all-terrains, scrub down faster than you'd like. You think you're being nice to your Jeep, but you're just setting it up for some big repair bills down the line. Now talk about another feature that we use to make life a little easier, but could be draining your gas and wallet. Feature 8, remote start. Feels good in winter, costs you big later. You know that feeling when you hit the remote start and your Jeep purrs to life, warming up while you sip your coffee? Feels awesome, right? But here's a fun fact. Modern vehicles don't even need to warm up in freezing temps. You can jump in and drive after 30 seconds. Seriously. But we keep hitting that remote start button, wasting gas, thinking we're being kind to the Jeep. 10 minutes of idling burns up to half a liter of gas. That's about $100 to $150 of fuel wasted in a cold winter if you keep it up every morning. But the bigger issue? The cold starts to mess with your oil. You're dumping unburned fuel in there, and that thins out the oil. That leads to faster wear on parts like your engine bearings and cams. You know that ticking noise in spring? It probably started right here, while you were inside being warm. And talk about batteries. Cold temps can drain a car battery by 60%, and that extended idle time? It shortens your battery's life. You might feel like a genius, but your Jeep's engine, oil, and battery, they're all starting their day behind the curve. Now let's hit sport mode, shall we? But what if you're not just wasting fuel, but also putting your engine through unnecessary strain? Feature 7. Sport mode. Why fast and fun? Today means repairs. Tomorrow you hit sport mode and suddenly your Jeep feels like a sports car. The shifts are sharper, the steering tighter, and you're thinking, yeah, this is life. But here's the truth. Sport mode is playing with fire and you're the one holding the match. When you engage sport mode, the Jeep holds lower gears longer, which cranks up the pressure on the transmission. This isn't a big deal for a quick merge or a highway pull, but when you leave it on for a whole city drive, you're roasting the transmission. Heat builds up quickly, and once your transmission fluid gets over 120 degrees Celsius, it starts to break down. Guess what happens then? You'll be looking at a $3,000 to $6,000 repair bill when it all goes south. But wait, there's more. Put big tires on your Jeep and it gets worse. More mass means more strain, worse gas mileage, and quicker wear. Sport mode kills your fuel economy by up to 10%. That's 100 to 200 liters of gas wasted every year. All for a few extra seconds of race car vibes. Sounds like a great deal, right? Ready to save on gas but find out it's costing you somewhere else? Let's dive into another feature that's deceptively savings-friendly. Feature 6. Auto Start Stop. Saving gas now. Paying for it. With repairs, stop-and-go traffic got you feeling like a gas-saving champion? You stop at the light and the engine shuts off. You think, I'm saving gas, and hey, you're right, it improves your city fuel economy by 5 to 7%. But here's where things take a turn. The real cost isn't in gas, it's in the wear and tear on your Jeep systems. Every time your engine restarts, you're putting strain on the starter and the battery. Modern Jeeps have special starters and heavy-duty batteries to handle it, but those parts wear out fast. In just 2 to 3 years, you're looking at a new battery, $300 to $400, and a new starter, $400 to $800. All those little savings you thought you were racking up, they vanish the first time your battery dies in the middle of traffic. And don't even get me started on the roughness of it. Your AC kicks in, the engine lurches back to life, and you're left wondering if your Jeep's going to make it through the day. It's an energy drain, and you're paying for it, just not in the way you expected. Now that we're talking about saving parts, let's talk about a feature that could be burning through more than just rubber. If you are finding these tips useful, remember to hit that subscribe so you don't miss out on a single video. Feature 5. Traction control off. One slide and suddenly sensors fail. Ah, the thrill of turning off traction control, letting your Jeep slide around like a boss. A little spin here, a little drift there, it feels great. But guess what? Those fun slides are coming with a bill. When traction control is off, your wheel sensors go rogue. If you hit a pothole or curb just right, you're going to break those sensors. And let's be clear, those sensors aren't cheap. Replacing one can cost anywhere from $150 to $400, depending on where it's located. But the real kicker is when the ABS light starts flashing and you get a slew of other warnings about your four-wheel drive system. Traction control and ABS work together to keep you safe. Losing a sensor means losing that safety. Studies show that cars with working stability control have 50% fewer crashes. So yeah, that one moment of fun can cost you not just money but peace of mind. Next time you slide around, think about the price your Jeep will pay. Next up, another feature that makes descending hills feel easy, but you may be burning through more than just your brakes. Feature 4. Hill descent control. This safety feature eats your brakes. Fast, you see the hill descent button and it feels like Jeep's got your back, right? Hit the button and your Jeep gently pulses the brakes to control your descent. Perfect for those steep trails, but not so perfect when you're on flat roads. The system uses the ABS pump to apply brakes multiple times per second, and that's great for tough trails. But on flat roads, it's just burning your brake pads. Brake pads are supposed to last about 60,000 kilometers, but when you're using hill descent on light slopes, you're burning through them in half the time. A brake job, that'll cost you $500 to $900 per axle, and if the rotors get too hot, you're looking at another $300 in repairs. The system might even shut down if it gets too hot, leaving you unprepared on the next downhill. So while you're feeling like a tech-savvy off-roader, your Jeep is burning money and parts. Those easy descents, they might be costing you more than you think. Now that we're talking about burning, let's talk about a feature that's causing more strain than you think. Feature 3. Locking both differentials. Strong on the trail, dangerous everywhere else. Locking both differentials? Feels like you're unstoppable. Mud, sand, snow, bring it on. But here's the catch, it only works when the terrain is loose. On hard surfaces, locking the diffs puts a crazy amount of strain on your axles and gears. If you hit firm sand or even packed gravel, your Jeep's stuck in a power struggle. The tires can't slip, so all that force gets transferred to your drivetrain. That's how axles break. A new axle will cost you $300 to $600. Break a differential, that's $1,000 to $2,500 down the drain. And if you do both at once, you're looking at $4,000. So when you're off-roading, sure, lock it in. But if you're on hard terrain, ease up. Your Jeep might feel invincible, but the cost? Not so much. Cruise control on a downhill slope might seem easy, but let's talk about how that could boil your brakes. Feature 2. Cruise control. Downhill, the easy way to overheat and lose your brakes. Cruise control downhill sounds like a dream. You hit it and the Jeep does the work for you, keeping a steady speed. But here's the thing, if you're going downhill for too long, the system starts tapping your brakes to maintain speed. And guess what? That's heating up your rotors fast. You're looking at brake temperatures reaching 600 degrees Celsius, and when that happens, your braking power fades. When your brake pads get too hot, your stopping distance increases by up to 50%. That's fine on a dry road, but what happens when it's raining or icy? That's when brake fade becomes a real problem. Over time, you're looking at a $1,000 repair bill for new pads and rotors. So next time you hit cruise control downhill, remember, it's great until the brakes give out. And when they do, it's going to cost you. Finally, address something that's hiding in plain sight, your Jeep's dashboard warnings. Feature 1. Dashboard warning. Lights at why ignoring one can total your engine. That dashboard full of warning lights, it's like your Jeep is throwing a temper tantrum. But did you know 60% of drivers can't even identify half of them? And even worse, 1 in 3 drivers will ignore them until the car's totally shot. A simple $200 sensor fix can quickly turn into a $1,000 disaster. Every warning light on your dash is trying to tell you something important. Whether it's your four-wheel drive system, your brakes, or even your oil, these little lights are the first sign that something's wrong. Ignore them and your Jeep starts adding up those repair bills. Fast. You thought you were saving money, but those little fixes will hit you with major expenses. Your Jeep's not just crying for help, it's giving you a warning that could save you thousands in the long run. This version should work perfectly for a more dynamic and engaging script. If any of these Jeep features made you think twice, drop your Jeep story in the comments below. Want more real, no BS Jeep tips? Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. See you in the next one.